Hello, and welcome to a tech tour presented by the State Library of Massachusetts. Today we are taking you on a virtual tour of a brand new technological resource now available online, the State Library of Massachusetts Digital Archival Collections. Launched in June 2026, this platform for digital archival collections is powered by AM Quartex. It further enhances the exploration, accessibility, and discovery of our collections, especially historical manuscripts and items in visual formats. In the future, we will be adding more collections and features to the State Library of Massachusetts Digital Archival Collections, so keep an eye out for updates. Now let's get started. You can find the link to State Library of Massachusetts Digital Archival Collections on our library homepage underneath our name. If you click the Log Into button, a drop-down menu will appear. Choose Search the State Library's Digital Archival Collections. Another way you can navigate to this resource from our library homepage is scrolling down the page to the More Services and Resources section. Select the third option in the list, State Library's Digital Collections. When you click the link, the page will be redirected to Digital Collections. The State Library's Digital Collections page provides the history of digital collections at the State Library of Massachusetts, plus descriptions of what each of our digital archive systems are and what content they provide access to. To get to the State Library of Massachusetts Digital Archival Collections from the State Library's Digital Collections page, you can either use the Log Into button at the top of the page or go to the FAQ, What is the State Library's Digital Collections Publishing Platform, where there is a hyperlink to the AM Quartex powered platform. Now we've arrived at the homepage for the State Library of Massachusetts Digital Archival Collections. At the top of the page, you will see a familiar sight on the far left, the State Library's stained glass logo. Centrally located at the top of the page is the platform name, State Library of Massachusetts Digital Archival Collections. On the upper right corner in the header, there are 4 blue squares with white icons. Let's take a closer look at what these 4 icons mean. The first blue square has a magnifying glass icon, representing our basic search function. If you click on the square with the magnifying glass icon, it turns green and expands into a mini search bar. Underneath the search bar is a link to the advanced search page, where you can use both keywords and apply search facets to narrow it down to the specific items you want to find. To close the mini search bar, click the blue square with an X. The second square has a share icon with 3 white dots connected by 2 lines to make an arrow pointing left. The icon indicates the share function. When you click on it, the square expands into a blue rectangle and the icon is replaced by 3 icons: a Facebook icon, a Twitter icon, which will take you to X, and an email icon, which will open up your email app. To exit, click the X. The third square has an outline of a person as the icon. This is the icon for logging into your user account, if you have one. User accounts are not required to search and explore the State Library of Massachusetts digital archival collections. The accounts are free to create, and having one is useful if you want to save your searches or bookmark items. AM Digital, who hosts our AM Quartex platform, manages user accounts. Staff at the State Library do not have access to user accounts, nor can we access data about these accounts, including usage of the related bookmarking feature. Please reach out to us if you need assistance signing up for an account or saving a search. The last square on the far right has an icon with a circle that is half white and half blue. This is for switching the color contrast to a high contrast mode. When you hover over the icon, the box will turn green. And when you click on the icon, the page will change to a higher contrast. Next, we are going over to the blue navigation bar located below the logo and platform name so we can see what the options are. On the navigation bar, we have 4 options to select: Home, All Collections, Online Exhibits, and Our Library. The Home option, when selected, will always take you to the platform homepage. When you click All Collections, you will be redirected to a page called All Collections, where you will be able to see all collections and all items that are available to use in the State Library of Massachusetts digital archival collections. Clicking on Online Exhibits will take you to the State Library's Flickr page for past exhibits displayed at the State Library. Eventually, we will create digital exhibits right on the State Library of Massachusetts Digital Archival Collections platform. The last option, Our Library, will take you to other useful links, including our library website, a direct link to our Ask a Librarian service, our library catalog, State Library's DSpace Glam website, our blog, and our library newsletter archive. The next section on our home page is the search section. This section has a search bar, and to use the basic search function, type your keywords and either click the magnifying glass icon or simply press the enter key. Underneath the search bar is a link to the advanced search page where you can use both keywords and apply search facets to narrow it down to the specific items you want to find. Next on the home page is our welcome message, followed by the Browse By section, which features 3 categories with drop-down menus. The categories are Browse by Creator, Browse by Subject, and Browse by Type. You can use any combination of one or more terms to browse our collections. The section includes helpful tips for how to run an OR search or an AND search, as well as a link to our online form to ask one of our reference librarians a question. Following the Browse By section is a section dedicated to additional digital resources available on other websites to support your research. There are 2 buttons that link to 2 collections in DSpace GLAM. One button is for the Acts and Resolves collection in DSpace GLAM, and the other button is for the Bills and House and Senate Journal collections. If we go over to the 3rd button, you will see that it is a button for our A to Z database list, where library card holders can access journals, government documents, and much more. The 4th button links to a fairly new resource we launched earlier this year, the Massachusetts Legislative Biographical File Database. The database is a great resource for finding biographical information about state legislators who were in office during the 18th to 20th centuries. Our featured collections section has buttons that link directly to the collections that we have so far in AM Quartex. The collections contain photographs, as well as maps and manuscripts and published materials. We hope you enjoy browsing and exploring the collections. Below our digital accessibility statement is the footer containing helpful links and information. Located on the far left of the footer is the Find Us on Social Media section, where underneath the section title, you will find a Facebook icon and Instagram icon, which will take you to both social media accounts for the State Library, where you can check out our interesting posts and follow us on those social media accounts. The section also includes a link to X, formerly known as Twitter, a link to our YouTube channel where you can view past author talks and other interesting content and videos created by the State Library. Lastly, there is a link to sign up for our monthly library newsletter. The second section of the footer, located in the center of the footer, contains our physical address and lists our library hours for our main library, plus our special collections. Note, advance appointments are highly recommended for our special collections. In the footer on the very far left, there is a link to the mass.gov page where the Enterprise Digital Accessibility Statement is available. Thank you so much for watching the tech tour of the State Library of Massachusetts Digital Archival Collections. We hope you enjoyed it and will visit the platform often. If you need assistance navigating or need help with searching our collections in the State Library of Massachusetts Digital Archival Collections, please reach out to us by completing the online reference question form on mass.gov/lib, emailing us at reference.department@mass.gov, or giving us a call at 617-727-2590. Be sure to check out mass.gov/lib to browse our catalog, databases, and more.